There are 5 parameters that are essential to keeping your pet reptile happy and healthy. Today, we're talking about parameter number 4, rainfall. Hey guys, it's Frank from Leap. I'm here with Kelsey, also of Leap. She is going to walk us through how we set up one of these beautiful Leap habitats with a Leap misting system and how we simulate natural rainfall in a habitat such as this. So Kelsey's going to show us how to actually first install a Leap misting system, and then we'll talk about how we actually use it on a day-to-day basis.
So you'll get everything you need except the water in your box. The most important to set up on your tank is the mister. So you get the mister connected to the bulkhead with the nut, a T, and a plug. So for this tank, since it's just one, we want to attach the plug to the one end of the T. Just gonna turn this and swing this door around.
There you go. And you can see how this, we have these ports in the top of the Leap habitat. One has already been punched out, which you can do with a screwdriver. That's already done because this has already been in use.
So again, the misting nozzle is attached to the bulkhead. That fits right in perfectly into that hole. The nut goes on top to fasten it into position. And then the T will be added. That is a push to connect.
Now, while we still have this open, Kelsey, how are you going to orient the misting nozzle inside the habitat?
So I position it so that it is angling about halfway back and into the middle, as you can see there. Then once that is attached, we can close this door. Both latches are closed. Then you just go ahead. You can cut this to the length that you want it so that it'll sit nicely on your rack or near your tank. We're not going to cut it today, but all you do is just push this right in.
There you go.
So from there, we have already added the water into the mister. You have cycles, so how often it will go off. So if I put it for 2 hours, it'll go off every 2 hours. The duration is for how many seconds it'll be on during that. And then the last setting is the amount of power. So I can show that to you, whether you want it light or a very heavy mist.
Now, Kelsey, you mentioned water. Should you just put any type of water in your Leap misting system?
You shouldn't.
No.
I know you use it and we use it here. We use RODI.
Yes.
So we have a RODI system downstairs, and then we get very clean water out of that to put into our misters.
Anyone that's not in, say, the aquarium field or not familiar with RODI water, RO stands for reverse osmosis, DI for deionization. Basically what that does in layman's terms is it removes a lot of the minerals from the water. That's going to be better drinking water. It's not going to accumulate minerals on your plants and on the front viewing screen of the habitat.
Yep.
So the purpose of having a misting system on a habitat like this is twofold. It's to provide water for the animals.
Correct.
And to provide water for the plants.
Yep.
Water for the animals in the form of rain, in the form of dew, is very natural and one of the main ways that reptiles get water. Most of them don't drink from standing depressions of water. Most of it's from rain like that. And of course that's how plants get most of their water as well. So how do you know, Kelsey, if we are watering too much or watering too little?
Okay, so you can look at the drainage layer to see how much water is sitting in there.
Yeah.
That'll give you a good idea if you have too much. Or too little if there's nothing at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want anything in there at all, too. So another good way to look, if you're looking at the drainage layer for too much, for too little, you can look at the soil to see if it's too dry, or you can look at the soil too as well. Is it too wet?
Absolutely. One of my favorite ways to tell is if I'm hitting that sweet spot of enough moisture for the plants, but not too much, is I look to see if that top layer in the middle of the day when it's its driest and warmest, is that start to dry out a little bit.
Right.
But if I dig my hands in there a little bit, if I still feel some moisture but it's relatively dry on top, that's when I know when I'm in that Goldilocks zone where it's just right. If it's saturated on top in the middle of the day, then guys, you know that you've misted too much.
Yeah, a little too much, just turn it down a little bit. I know you use this practice a lot. You actually set your mister up so that it does the minimal amount of water
Absolutely.
that you would want, and then you can go in daily and
Yeah.
hand mist as well, which I do.
Absolutely. So the automation factor of the misting system is awesome, and it's a great time saver. We're all very busy, and that's what's great about the automation of it. But you should not be solely reliant upon it. You shouldn't be set and forget, right? You want it to be the bare minimum. Let it go for what you think the animals need, but also just good husbandry to make sure that you're going in, checking on your animals, checking on your habitat, and then adding extra. You could either add extra just by turning your leap misting system to on, or by hand misting, or anything to add the water that you need. Now, Kelsey, we talked about like what the purpose of it is. What is this? Should this not be used for?
Humidity.
Humidity.
Yes.
People often conflate the two.
Yes.
Rainfall and humidity, but those are two separate parameters. They aren't the same thing.
No, we'll definitely get into parameter number 5 in another video, humidity. But rainfall is really for your plants and for your animals to drink water.
Absolutely. It will provide some humidity spikes,
Right.
But that shouldn't be your sole reliance for humidity.
Absolutely not, because your soil is going to become way too saturated if you're only using rainfall, or
Yes.
trying to only use rainfall to get high humidity.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yep. All right, guys, thanks for joining us again. We have a lot more information to come on parameter 4 misting, as well as all the other 5 parameters. For now, make sure that you follow us on both YouTube and Instagram, Leap Habitats. If you have specific questions, please reach out to Kelsey at leap.kelsey or also leap.tim. You can also go to leaphabitats.com and sign up on the newsletter there. So be on the lookout for more information to come. Thanks again, Kelsey.
Thank you. Thanks for watching.